So now, moving ahead to session 2, let me introduce our speaker, Ms. Riya Sharma, founder of Reeyal. Ms. Riya Sharma is the founder and CEO of Reeyal, a gender-neutral cosmetics brand. She has a Bachelor of Business Administration, specializing in entrepreneurship at Bennett University. She is an enthusiast who believes in the beauty of her dreams. On behalf of Startup and Innovation Cell, Ness Wadia College of Commerce, I welcome you, ma'am, for being with us. Now I will pass on over to you to enlighten the audience with your thoughts. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Arun. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. How are you guys?
Great, ma'am.
Yeah, so I have shared the PPT. If you could just play it, that would be great. Should I do it from my end or are you okay? All, thank you so much. And my name is Riya Sharma. I'm the founder of Real, which is a luxury skincare brand for both him and her. So I won't be lecturing or doing something of that sort because it gets really boring. So I would rather prefer to do it in a storytelling way of how I started my journey and what mistakes did I do and how I interacted with a lot of people while I was in this journey, and I'm still am, and I do interact with a lot of people now as well. So there were some mistakes. Obviously, when you are in a journey, you obviously commit some mistakes, but those are your lifetime experiences, and you just don't have to repeat it again and again. So I'll be sharing all those things with you. Can you just move to the second slide, please? Okay, so how did I start? So when I started, basically I'll tell you about the idea because I saw, like I was in the previous session as well. I came in the middle and I saw a lot of people asking about idea generation and all those things. I saw Yogesh sir answering those questions, and I'll just give you my take on the same. So when I was in 11, so basically I wanted to pursue PCM, but that didn't happen. It didn't turn out well for me. So instead of going for PCM, I started doing commerce with IP. So when I was doing my business studies and all those things, I was really intrigued with all those things, the businesses and all those things. And I have had like my grandmother and my bua. They all are makeup artists, so I have that genes with me, like of makeup and all those things, because no one has taught me all those things. So I was like, I don't want to be a makeup artist, but I think I have interest in makeup and skincare and all those things, and I have interest in business as well. So why not combine it? So when I was in 11, I went to USA, Harvard University, and MIT. It was just a visit over there, and I asked many professors there as well. Like I have been to multiple universities, and when I was in 11th, so I asked multiple professors out there, sir, this is my idea. So should I start it now? So the general view that I got from everywhere was, no, you are too young and you shouldn't start it because people will take advantage of you and you don't know anything. So when I entered into my college and I started pursuing entrepreneurship, so there was this guy in my class. So he launched, like during the COVID time, initial COVID time. Uh, I remember he launched one brass key, and it turned into a really great venture of his. So I was like, we both are in the same class, and it's not like he's doing something really exceptional. Like he did great, but it's not something that I can't do. So why can't I start my own startup? So that's how the journey of this venture started, because I got motivated by someone else, and I think it's great to get motivated by someone else. And also, as sir said, you should share your ideas. There's no harm in sharing your ideas, because I'll tell you something. I'll give you a valid explanation. See, obviously, if you have a startup idea and if you're afraid that someone will copy it, okay, they can copy your idea, but you both are different entities, you both are different person. They can't copy your execution. Trust me on that. Because many people have the same skincare or are dealing in the same skincare or cosmetic world, but their executions, their brand building capabilities are like totally different, and they won't be able to copy your execution because it's up to your own how you execute it. So that's how it went. I discussed this idea with multiple people, with my friends, with my mentors. So while discussing, I eventually wanted to get into full blown cosmetic all at once. But it's a process. So while we were strategizing for our startup, we thought first let's go. Yeah, so first let's go with more basic products rather than going with full blown cosmetic and getting in trouble, because I'll tell you what was our thinking behind the same. because makeup is something that you apply onto your face, and everyone is really cautious about the same. So the brand building and the marketing would take up a huge cost, like a price would come with the same, because makeup products need a really great level of marketing with some great influencers or a brand face. And at that point of time, we didn't have so much funding. I had, but it was minimal. So I had to start within, or I had to optimize the thing within the given funding. So we thought, let's go with personal care products like soaps, body washes, body lotions, and lip balms, lip scrubs. So those are like more of basic products, and people tend to use those products without even having a big brand face on the same. Like if we can influence people, or we can build that brand trust, and once we build it, we would move on to cosmetic. That was what our strategy was and still is, as we haven't still gone into the cosmetic segment. We are still in the skincare segment. So, and yeah, this came because I shared my idea with multiple people, and I got to know about different people, what they think about skincare, cosmetic, and all those things. And one more thing that I'd like to share here is the idea is like, everyone is like, I don't have an idea, or I have an idea, but I don't know like what to do. So there was this thing that one of my professors told me, like while we were learning about entrepreneurship. He told me that no idea is a bad idea. You can't think that your idea is not good or his or her idea is really good, because it's like you have to mold it. Like if you have an idea, you just have to see who your audience is, who your target audience is, and just mold it accordingly. Mold your idea according to your audience. That's what I mean here. Can we move on to the second slide, please? Okay, so the second thing which I think which has had a great influence on me is pitching. From since when I have entered my college, I have pitched multiple times. Like I have pitched multiple times, and it has made me put my point forward and put my views forward out clearly. Initially, I wasn't really sure like how to do it, because I have never been this child who's a good orator or has spoken a lot between people. But if I consider myself now, I think I'm a good public speaker now. So that has come with pitching in front of a lot of people, and not having the shame that they'll judge me, or they'll do this, they'll do that, and try to pitch your idea to multiple people. You don't know who will like your idea, or who, like even if you're pitching to one of your friends, like even if you're talking like sharing your idea with one of your friends, you don't know, like maybe they are interested in the same and they can be your co-founder. Like many people have approached me while seeing like I'm speaking out here. So many people approach me while I'm speaking in some workshops, or anything like giving a normal explanation to anyone. So people approach me in that way, and they have through pitching and putting my ideas forward, and I get to know like where I'm going wrong and where I'm not going wrong. So I think pitching is a great thing. You all should try it, because when you're in this startup world or entrepreneurship world, you have to know how to put your point forward, or how to put your ideas forward, and be a people's person. I think that's really important here, and give various articles and all those things, because it really helps in brand building. Next slide, please. Okay, this was one of the mistakes that I did, and I don't want any of you guys to do it. So I have literally mentioned it in really bold letters. Always make sample sizes if you are dealing in a product, because it's really important. Especially when you're in the initial stage, or even if you see all the luxury brands, including Gucci, Dior, LV, they always make these small samples of their products. That is because so that they can give it out to different people, and they can try to give their views accordingly. So making a sample size is a must if you're dealing in products, because I have kept a lot of my products here, but I have these products in like a full size, because this just slipped off my mind, I would say, to be really honest. I didn't think of this, that I should make sample sizes, and now I'm struggling, and it is like struggling in the sense, now I have to incur some more costs while I deal with people, because if they want to try out products, then I have to give out a full big package to them, big product to them, instead of if I would have made small samples first in the first initial batch, then it would have been great. And now I'm not really willing to spend, because in the manufacturing, what it happens is they need a certain amount of quantity while manufacturing the products, because if they don't have a certain amount of quantity, the machines won't work. So now I don't require that much product, but I do require sample sizes. So it's a hassle right now. So I don't want anyone of you to do the same mistake. Next slide, please. Okay, effective marketing campaign and choosing targeting the right set of audience. So here's this link. Maybe you can check it out later. This was something that I created while initially launching the brand. It was a really good, like I consider it really good marketing video that I made for real. So I would say what I did while creating this marketing campaign was I took ideas from a lot of big brands like Huda Beauty and Fenty Beauty, Fenty Skin, and I saw a lot of big brands, small brands. So what the trend was going on right now. As you see, the trend right now, which is going, is to be inclusive of all the colors and embracing your flaws in the makeup and cosmetic segment. This is the trend that is going on right now. So I tried to incorporate all such things in my video, and because I wanted to make it cost effective. So what I did in here was because my niche audience is like young people, I would say, because they are more into skincare and all those things right now. So what I did was I asked out some of my friends, both male and female, and I said them that I want to create one video. So would you like to be a part of it? And there's no shame in asking your friends, and that you want to be cost effective, or you want your friends to do some work for you without money. There's no harm in doing so, because they are your friends. So they can help you in situations like these. So I and who doesn't like to be in a video? So they all agreed to the same thing, and all the people that you're going to see in this video, if you do see it, then they all are my friend. None of them is a professional model, and because the brand name is real. And if I one more thing that got into my mind was, if I'm creating what do you say, like, yeah, if the brand name is real, and if I ask out other models who do a zillion of things, as a lot of model do a lot of thing on their faces and all those things, so it won't represent the realness. That's what I thought. So I told my friends to do it for me, as I thought that it would represent more realistic things. So basically, that was my agenda over here. And choosing and targeting the right set of audience is really important. Uh, as you know, like we and all the companies are getting into more of data-driven uh, thinking, and we are approaching we approach to people according to the data that we get. So be data driven, like that is in my next slide, but here I'll say how is it related. Because if I know that more people from south or say north are buying my product, so I'll the advertising that I'll do more is going to be in the north or the south segment of India. And while targeting your audience, you can actually use keywords like soaps or lip balm. So people who are really interested with those things, or who type lip balms and moisturizers and soaps, so they would be targeted more efficiently. Instead of targeting random people, just target be data driven and target that set of audience which you think, or which the data tells you to target. So be more data driven basically, and choose and target the right set of audience accordingly. So it will be more cost efficient, and I think it would be more efficient as well, and it would result in more sales as well. Can we move on to the next slide, please? Okay, so having a long-term vision is really important, because, like I said, once I start having a the sales in the skincare segment as I wish it to be, then I'll move on to the makeup segment. So I have a path laid down in front of me. I have a long-term vision, like 5 to 10 year plan. I see a lot of people doing this, I even have an example of one of my friend, like which I previously told you guys. So he made this tea, and now the company is nowhere to be found, because it was just a short period of time or he did have a short vision. Basically, he just tried to solve one specific problem, and now I don't know what's happening with the company, because there's not much actually happening. So I would say having a long-term vision is really important. So you have a path laid down in front of you, and you know what you want to do next. And like after achieving one goal, you're not like what next or what should I do next. And having a long-term vision really helps you in bridging this gap. And yeah, next slide, please. Okay, so the most important part, pricing. So what pricing is and what difficulties I faced was basically while building the startup, there are a lot of costs that you incur. Some are one-time costs and some are continuing costs. So what is one-time cost? One-time cost is something like I designed the labeling. So now that label will be put on every product of mine, from now till the supposedly we say end of the company. So that's something that is one time cost, and continuing cost is something like the boxes that we have for every product, that we like make for every product. So that is something which is the continuing cost, something that happens regular on the regular basis. And what is price versus cost is, cost is something that you incur while making the products. What is your manufacturing cost? And not only manufacturing, a lot of things come while you are calculating your cost, the delivery charges, the manufacturing, the production cost, even the logistics. And there are boxes, there is this filling cost that comes into it. And when you are in the initial stages of your startup or in the idea generation process, you don't even know that there could be such costs. I didn't knew about most of the costs when I was in the idea generation process. And you do have to keep some extra amount aside for all such things as well. And so while pricing, you have to see what your competitors are doing. And you have, if because if you want to stay in the market, I think it's really necessary to see what your competitors are doing and what are their trends, because we also wanted to be in the luxury segment, like somewhere in the luxury and the mediocre segment, but we still wanted to be a bit cost effective as well. So the strategy that we applied in here was, we created segments accordingly to the ingredients, according to the ingredients, I would say. So if we have a ingredient that is much affordable, so we put it in a more affordable segment. And if there's a product that incurs some costs on us as well, so we had put it in a bit pricier section, or a bit expensive section, because those products are difficult to obtain, or they require much more machineries or much more developmental process. So that's how we did it, to be in both the segments, luxury as well as the cost effective as well. Because if a person wants to try our product, so, and if he or she is not willing to spend a huge amount on us, like say 1,000 or 500 rupees as well. So they can start with initial 149 rupees, because that's the most affordable price of ours, 149 rupees. And also, while pricing, I would suggest you to keep some margins, like extra margins, because when you go into retailing, I'm talking about products in general, not services. So when you go into retailing and wholesaling, you have to give huge margins to them. And even if you are in this segment, you have to employ some people. If you're going into the retail counters, there are employee costs and all those costs that you have to incur, which the audience or the customer don't see it generally. So I would recommend you keeping some margins, because whenever you sell it on your website, you can mold the coupons and discounts according to you. But while you go into the retailing segment, because you are a startup, they will ask for huge margins, because that is something which I am struggling with right now. And the most basic, like the retail sectors ask for, is 30 to 40% discount that they want. So it's huge, if you say. And some of them are even like, they want 50% discount, because they think ki aajkal without 50% discount they can't even sell anything, and they need their own margin as well, and some extra costs as well, for the shelf cost basically. So I would recommend you keeping the cost a bit higher, or the price bit higher, I would say, so that in the end of the day you can have your margins as well. Uh, Next slide, please. Okay, networking is the key for getting fashion week, and it was my first time attending a fashion week, and there were really I would say posh people out there, and I was really scared of actually networking with them, because I thought they would think that I am really clingy, or that's the normal perception that we hold when we go to a place that we haven't really gone like really often, or it's our first time. So but one of my mentor over there introduced me to some people, and then I started to get a hang of it, and I started interacting with people, networking with people. And a few months back, I wanted to do a campaign regarding like wherein I send out my products to different influencers, but I wanted to be that like cost effective as well. So what I do is I remembered like one of the people I connected with during this fashion time week. So I contacted her immediately, because if I contacted some company, influencer marketing company, they would obviously have some charge as well, because they are the intermediaries over there. So they would obviously take up their some amount of percentage of theirs as well. So I instead of going through a company, I contacted her, and she had contacts with several influencers and models. So that cost got cut from in between because of networking. So I asked her out and said, like, if you would be able to connect with me with some good influencers who are into skincare or something of that sort. And she was really generous. She did it for me, and she had sent me some contacts. So I directly contacted with those influencers. So the intermediary cost of mine was gone, even if it is like 5 to 10%. But like something like networking did help me a lot. So just my point is, be sure to do your networking everywhere you go. You don't really know how they can come of help to you, because while you're connecting with them, you don't know what like in the near future what advantage you can get from this networking. So I would definitely recommend every one of you to network everywhere you go, and volunteer as well. Volunteering can be a great choice as well. Can you move on to the next slide, please? Okay, as I told you guys earlier as well, study the numbers, be data driven. So this is a screenshot which I took yesterday or day before yesterday only. So here you can see like this is the marketing screenshot, like the marketing that we did. So it's the screenshot of those attributes. So here you can see like the reach and the impressions and the cost per result. It's of different ads that we created. So you would see like every ad has different amount of impressions and cost per click. So that's how we try to be data driven. Like, okay, I got to know like the carousel ad is not doing great, so it's of no use of like it is of use, but I should like minimize my daily amount that I'm doing on carousel. I should just put it down, and instead of putting that the amount that is left with me now, I should put it in the ad that is doing really great. Just a minute, actually my computer is um, having a low battery, so just give me a minute, guys. And if it isn't resulting into I would say link clicks, because link clicks are really important because they are directed either to your website or your page or something of like that. And the more amount of traffic you have on your site, or if you sell through your page or something, then it would result more into sales, because obviously traffic is what results into sales, because they get to see your products. So I would recommend like the thing that drives more traffic onto your website, please invest more on that, because eventually this is the thing that will result into sales. Can we move on to the next slide, please? Okay, so something that I did recently, because it has just been 4 months since we have launched, get your products and services registered on different platforms. See, while you have your own platform, like your own website or XYZ thing, you have to manage it. And there's a cost that goes behind marketing your products or maintaining your website. But places like Amazon, Flipkart, and there are several other small brands who are coming into this sector, where they incorporate small brands and they showcase your product and they take care of the marketing and all those things. I would definitely recommend every one of you to get into such platforms, because as well as you are doing for your own website as well. But suppose people see Amazon much more than they would see my page, and if they even search lotions and all those things, they can find my lotions on Amazon, and maybe they'll be intrigued and buy it. And the only like there's just this small amount of commission that I have to pay to Amazon, but the reach is really good on Amazon, Flipkart, Meesho. So I would definitely recommend every one of you to get yourself registered on different platforms, because it will help you grow, and also it will be really helpful to grow your brand awareness as well. Even I would say, if you can, then go for like targeting your audience in your locality as well, because your locality is something, I think in the initial stage your locality should be your niche. It is something that I'm adopting right now because I live in Delhi NCR. So now I'm targeting Delhi NCR salons. Because I just want Ghaziabad people, where I live, Ghaziabad people to know that there's some brand known as Real, which is a brand from Ghaziabad. So basically, I want to create that niche of mine, that at least there's a particular locality that knows about my product. I'm also collaborating with different gyms because it's a body care and body wash product. So there we are marketing it as something like a gym care solution as well, that can help you with all the gym issues like gym hygiene, or can solve your gym hygiene issues as well. And in the salons we promote it as a beauty product or much more skincare product. So that's how we market our products in different segments, and that's how we are trying to create a brand awareness of ours. Next slide, please. Okay, you can actually there was this one video here. If you can play it, that would be great. Okay, you can get an idea from anywhere and everywhere. So this is the filter which is going to be coming up soon on our Instagram pages. So I was just sitting randomly and scrolling through my Instagram only. Uh, yeah, yeah. I was just sitting randomly and scrolling through Instagram. That's when it hit me that we all use a lot of filters, and filters are much more creative way, I would say, of influencing the young generation, which I want to target now. So I thought let's come out with one AR type of a filter, because with this metaverse and all those coming into play, VR and all those things coming into play, I think. It's a really booming right now, this AR world, VR world. So I thought let's create an experience for everyone. So soon you will be able to see this on Real Space as well. So it's basically a filter that we created. So whenever you tap like on a plain surface, it detects a plain surface, and the soaps come out and it displays their qualities as well. And you can do it for multiple variants of ours. So I thought it would be an innovative way and something that is trending right now as well, like the metaverse, AR world. So I think that's when this idea struck me, and I was like, yeah, you really can get an idea from anywhere and everywhere. Next slide, please. Okay. This is just an advice. I don't know how many of you are studying right now or how many of you are not studying right now. So just one advice from my end, because I have struggled with this for a long period of time, like whether I should, because I have completed my BBA, but my parents want me to do my MBA as well. But every time we had this discussion, I used to be like, no, I have a startup. I'll only focus on that. And no, I won't be doing my MBA. But I think your studies and your startup are not two different entities. That's what I think. I'll tell you why. Because while I was studying or pursuing entrepreneurship, or while I was studying my BBA, all those things which I used to study in my class, I didn't really used to revise it. What I used to lost connectivity or something. Sorry, ma'am. Akshat, Aryan.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, we can. Akshat and Aryan.
Yes, ma'am. We can hear you.
Yeah, I think there is some issue with.
I think Riya has lost connectivity. Can the host come in?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes, Riya, you are visible and audible both of you.
Yeah. So okay, I'll start again. So what I used to do while I was studying was I didn't really used to revise all those things, which I used to which my mentors used to teach me. What I used to do is I used to just write down all the ideas that they have told me about, and I was like, okay, I can use these things in my startup, and I think it would be great. Like I had a different subject about pricing, I had a subject about marketing, and all those things. So that's when it stuck me that I should actually do my MBA, because obviously it is going to enhance my skills around marketing, data analysis, and entrepreneurship in general. And I would be able to apply some pragmatic solutions and real new ideas into my same startup. So it's going to be great. So I think if any one of you is struggling with this thing, whether they should really pursue their studies further or not, I would say, in my opinion, that you should really do it, because everything that you will learn, you will put it into your startup. So I think it's really good to study and enhance your skills, basically. Yes, next slide, please. Okay, surround yourself with people who motivate you and help you in doing better. I also have an example here. So if you go onto Real's profile, you will see they're like most of the followers are my friend as of now, and something that I have learned during this journey is having good people. Like being surrounded with good people is really important because there were times when I did some mistakes, and they really have had been of great help to me. So there was this instance where I had to actually, because I didn't know, so I called all these things which had to be gone to the factory, manufacturing factory. I actually called it up like on my warehouse, and so now there was this double transport cost that I had to bear. Because now from warehouse they again have to be transported to the manufacturing point. So while doing it, because I was already so anxious and nervous because I had like committed a mistake and I was bearing some extra cost. So what happened was I forgot one package again. It was left in my warehouse and I forgot about it. I forgot about the same. So I didn't tell my parents about the same because I was too afraid of this. They would be like, "तू रहने दे, काम पर कुछ हो ही नहीं रहा है." So I was like, I called up one of my friends and I was like, "Can you please because I have forgot this package, so it would be of great help if you could just transport it there. Like we both will go along and we'll do it." So that was like a silly thing, but yeah, they have been of great help. And even one of my friends, she's a fashion designer and she's really good in art. So she's the one who collaborates with me and does all the hampers with me. While I was in the Delhi Fashion Week, she was the one who helped me with all the packages and all the hampers. And the recent campaign that I did, there also she was there and she helped me with art and crafts work because I'm not good at art and crafts. So I think with having a good set of friends with you is really important because they'll help you in situations when you are like really afraid or don't know what to do, how to do. So they can be of great help at that point of time. Something that I think. Yeah, next slide, please. Okay, so lastly, be consistent, be patient, and I know a lot of people say don't have a backup plan, but I would say please have a backup plan as well because I see a lot of people just relying upon their startup, and it's good. It's like everyone is up to their own thing, but I think having a backup plan is also necessary because if you fall, you shouldn't fall directly on ground. You should have some base, and you know how to pick yourself up and do the next thing that is possible that you can do. But obviously you have to be consistent because when I initially started I thought like as soon as I launch, because I am putting so much hard work during this building process. Like many people think that it's just the idea generation and then directly to the launch. It's not that. Since I got this idea while we were like just few days prior to COVID, I would say few weeks prior to COVID. So we were just building upon our idea and then we were hit by COVID. So a lot of things were on hold because sometimes it used to be like, because I have got COVID twice, so it used to be like sometimes I get COVID, sometimes my vendor get COVID, and it was a lot of mess and it was really chaotic, especially between COVID. But being consistent and being patient is really necessary while you are building a startup, because I thought like as soon as I launch, like my brand would be the only one, but it's not like that. It's like a process, I would say. You have to build upon it slowly and steadily. And but if you're consistent and patient, I think you can achieve great success in the same. Yeah, so that's it from my side, and I think now we can take up questions as well.
Yeah,
Thank you, ma'am.
yeah, thanks. Akshat, you'll have to just read out Rohan's questions.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
there is one question just before that. Shivam, have you registered your company on Indian government portal? Well, Riya, would you like to answer this?
Yeah, actually, we are a registered company. We have trademarked our company. We have registered our company almost everywhere.
Yeah. And how you register for that, Shivam, you have to go to a company secretary. Probably they'll be able to help you with the details of the process. Everyone has to go to a company secretary. Akshat, could you read out
Yes, ma'am.
these questions? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. So, Riya, there is a question from Rohan Aaron in the chat section. Where do you think one should or can engage in professional networking or in various avenues of networking? LinkedIn is one for online professional networking. Do you have any other suggestions?
I think there are a lot of events that keep on happening. If you are especially in college, you can contact your mentors or your even your fellow colleagues or students, because everyone have their set of network, and you can get access through multiple events. And even if you can't get access like as a guest or something, I would say go as a volunteer over there, because every event that happens, they need volunteers. So go as a volunteer, and a volunteer is able to network more than, I would say, guest, because while you are volunteering, you get to interact with a lot more guests than anywhere else. So I think even if you can't get an access of guest as per se in an event, ask them if you can volunteer over there. And you can even get access of like events on LinkedIn. I see a lot of events details on LinkedIn as well, and obviously there are my mentors who generally tell me that this event is happening here as well. So that's how I get to know about events and all those things. Generally where I network.
Yeah, Sudhi, there is one more question regarding how a trademark helps.
I think after having a trademark, no one can copy your labels. Like, I'll just show you. I hope you guys can see me and the products as well. So if you see here, the design in the middle, it's something that I have trademarked, so no one can use it. This is my brand identity. This is Reeyal's identity, and no one can copy it. Like, if you have seen like Shark Tank, there was one episode of Jen Sikanji where he told that multiple people use their like name. But now, while I have trademarked my name, my like logo, no one can use it apart from me. And if they do, I can file a legal complaint against them. So that's how it will help you to build a unique brand identity.
Yeah, so there is a question regarding what are the challenges for a cosmetics-based startup, and how are you competing and differentiating your products from others, as this is a highly competitive industry and influencer-based?
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. So as I told earlier as well, like, it's all about the execution, how you execute it, and what are your brand ethics. So something that I have studied or researched upon is while we were in the meeting, like while me and my group were in a meeting. So that nowadays you see a lot of influencer marketing happening for the cosmetic thing and all those things, but we are not going in the same steps. Like we do have some influencer marketing, but not a lot, because we think that customers are well aware of the fact that if I pay you, you will obviously speak all the good things about me. So we are rather targeting on some real people, like real in the sense the customers who have used our products, and that's how we market our product. Like nowadays, it's something that we are doing different in marketing. That we ask our customers to send in their written reviews, or if they're comfortable with the videos, then the videos, and we don't pay them, and so that the paid partnership thing is not there written on this anything. So that's how we try to build the customer trust with us, like so that the customer can trust us, and they don't think that I have paid someone to talk all the nice things about me. And even if they don't like something, we like make it a point that we put that out also on our stories and try to build upon the same and receive criticism, but we try enhancing those problems as well.
Yeah, so there's a question regarding how you dealt with manufacturers for minimum order quantities.
Actually, the manufacturer was a friend of mine, like not a someone who I have known from a long period of time, but she had a young startup as well. So what I did was I ordered like I had the quantity, like 250 plus quantities were there for every product, and I had multiple ranges of products. So what happened was she basically told me that it would take a bit longer because the minimum quantity order was really low. So what we did was she combined, like she had orders from other people as well. So she combined all the orders, and that's how we dealt with the same thing. So basically 2 to 3 startups combined, and they made their products.
Yeah, so there was a question a person called Dipesh had sent in. I'm just asking you this because it might fit in your session. That what ways of marketing would you recommend if my target consumer is a family or women of the family whose age group is 25 to 55. So how would you suggest?
I think right now influencer marketing is a lot in trend, but I think talking with those real customers would really be nice. And if you can just connect with those people, like your customer, and be like, "Hello, ma'am, can you just send in a written review of the same?" Because I think customer reviews help a lot more than, like in my case, they have helped a lot more than influencer marketing. Because I think with so much of influencer marketing happening in this sector, a lot of people think that they are just speaking about you because you have paid them. So I think having some real customers speak some good things about can really be a boost for you, and you can obviously put those videos in your ads and all such things. That would be really great.
Yeah, so there's a question on whether you should take loans in the business at the early stage.
Uh, I don't think so, because I haven't taken any loan as of now, because I have been privileged. I have been quite privileged, and my parents have supported me. So I think I'm not the right person to speak about loans, but I don't think so that loans are of a great idea. Are a great idea. Initially, you should start asking your family members, because I think loan gives you a certain amount of headache only, because you have to repay that too with a certain amount of interest. And if you're considering government loans and all those things, be sure that it will take a lot of time of yours. If you are even planning to launch in within 6 months, you won't get it so easily. There are a lot of like documents required, and there's a lot of to and forth required, and like government process are really slow, I would say, if you're taking on government loans or government schemes, as per se.
Yeah, okay. There's a question. If you are in
Ma'am, I'm not able to hear you.
Okay, ma'am. So I'll read a question for you from the chat box. It is from Abhishek Olhi.
Okay.
Can we increase our networking in manufacturing sectors? Like, instead we sell the products through agents, we want to sell our products directly to wholesalers or retailers or customers.
I think there are a lot of distributors present, like how I did this thing, like even though I haven't succeeded in making a deal out of the same up until now, because wholesalers and all those people ask you for a really high margin. And if you're talking about wholesalers, they won't be taking your products like in like 20 to 30%. If you're thinking, they would ask for more than 50%, 40 to 50% at least. So I think like how I did it was, I had some networks within the distribution sector, and also on LinkedIn you can see some distributors as well. And I contacted some sellers, and there are some people who come to salons to distribute, or to sell out their products. So I reached out to some sellers and told them if they could give me the number of their distributors, because I had some work. So they gave me the number of their distributors, and that's how I connected with them. And they started dealing with me, and they started connecting me with some retail stores and some wholesale stores as well. Do you remember those guys like from Oriflame? And there used to be some brands like who used to come to your doorstep and be like, would you test this product and all those things. So those are the same people who come to salons as well. So you can like see like where do they go, like in your segment, where do these distributors actually go, and you can go over there and ask for their numbers. That's what I did, because I recognized that they go to salons, different salons. So I went to the regional salons of my area and asked them for the number of the distributors. So that's how I connected with them, the wholesalers and retailers.
Yes, and there is one more question in the chat section from Jyoti.
Okay.
And it is, how do you deal when there are a lot of brands in the product segment? And she cited an example there. Suppose she wants to start a startup of incense sticks, but there are a lot of giants and brands. So how can I be different from them? What was your initial capital at the time of starting your startup?
See, the initial capital depends on which sector you are dealing with. Like in cosmetic or full-blown cosmetic, it would be different. In skincare, it would be different. And like initial capital also depends on how expensive or how affordable you want the products to look like. I'll like give you an example. Like if you see this bottle over here, so this was our initial design. It's a used bottle. Like I'm using this pug recently, like nowadays. So this is like a normal body lotion bottle, right? And I could sell it in this way as well, like just the cap sealed from above. But I wanted the product to look luxurious. So what I did was I added this box on the same thing. Like now it's packed in this box, and that's how you get it. So while adding this, obviously I had to had it incurred some extra costs because it's a box and the labeling and the sticking of this thing. So the capital really depends on how you want your products quality to be, how you want its appearance to be, because obviously I can sell it like this as you see Vaseline's bottles without any outer packaging, but I wanted to make it luxe, and to make it luxe I thought that a box would be of great use. So your capital depends on the same. And what was your second question? I'll just read it quickly. Do you deal in the lot of brand in that project? Okay. So I think it's about how you market your products, as I said, and what is your execution for these sales. Like execution is really important, I think, because something that can't be copied is your execution. How you market your products, how you display your products, to whom you reach out to whom you network to. So that could be of great help to you.
Yes. There is one more question from Jyoti.
Okay.
If we sell on e-commerce websites such as Amazon or Flipkart, we totally depend on them. Even a small mistake such as late dispatch or negative review can suspend our account, and all our revenues will be cut down. How to deal with that?
The only way to deal with this is to not have any negative reviews and to not be late in the dispatch. But I think, yeah, because if they are offering you something, because every coin has two sides to it. So if you are getting some advantages out of the same, there has to be some disadvantages as well. So if you are late, yeah, I can totally relate to this problem. If you are late or something, they would obviously put some charges on you. But I think that's the downside of the same. I don't know how to deal with it. It's just be punctual. But even if it happens, you just have to bear the costs, because it comes with its own disadvantages as well. That's all I can say in this.
Yes. Thanks, Riya, for answering all the questions.
Thank you so much, guys.
So now I hand over to Aryan to proceed ahead.
I would request everyone to please turn on your cameras to capture the glimpse of this session. Everyone, please turn on your cameras for a few seconds.
Yeah, hi, Aryan, could you please tell the startup cell ID whoever's handling to stop the presentation, please?
Yeah. Yeah, we can smile. All of you smile.
Okay, done.
Yeah, so thank you so much, everyone. So thanks for this immersive session, ma'am. Indeed an enriching one. Thanks all for your active participation. Your appreciation is indeed a source of motivation for us to ceaselessly keep working on events to impart knowledge and provide our students with the best possible guidance.